Hey everybody, welcome to another round of Otaku United AS. Today I'm going to be walking you through some of the changes that I've made to my arcade game machine that has a Pandora's Box 3D inside of it. Now, when I first got this machine about 3 weeks ago, I noticed some glaring issues with the screen that I wasn't really liking. So I did my best to kind of figure out what was going on until I realized the issue had to do with the power source. So if I go into the machine here, you can see that little device there. That's the Pandora's Box 3D. This outlet here was powering both the Pandora's Box 3D unit here, and then from there was a separate power source located on the Pandora's Box 3D being sent directly to the monitor there. So what I did was I separated the power source. So instead of this device powering the Pandora's Box 3D, I actually have a very separate, I purchased a separate 12 volt AC adapter for the Pandora's Box, and I used the original power strip for the monitor itself. Doing that got rid of the distortion effect, which I'll show you in just a second. So really the only major modification that was made to this was just simply separating the power between the monitor, which is here on the inside, and the Pandora's Box. And I did that using a power strip. So little hack and slash there, but I got the power strip inside, and now instead of this being plugged into the wall, the power strip plugs directly into the wall. So that really fixed my distortion problem. And then the coin operating aspect of this device too had some slight issues. You'll notice that I kind of did a little makeshift adjustment here, and that's because it wasn't accepting quarters. The problem was this machine was only accepting pennies. So I had to do a manual adjustment using that little, that cut up card there. And what this basically allowed me to do was to put in quarters, because I wanted to be operated on quarters. Now, I couldn't just put anything in there, so I had to size it out first, and I had to make sure it was the same size of the width of the quarter, so the quarter would go in. So what essentially happens right now is when I put a penny inside, here, I'll go ahead and just demonstrate it real quick. A penny will come out here. Well, I guess that's not correct. A penny does go inside, but having said that, it shouldn't take the penny at all. So let's go ahead and switch this over to coin settings 1 to 1, and we're just gonna disable auto exit. We're gonna enable auto exit for a minute. All right, so let's go back to something familiar. We'll go to Fallen Angels. I just discovered this game. All right, so you'll notice that I'm trying to go into Fallen Angels. I cannot, so we're gonna try using the penny again. Now the penny shouldn't operate this machine. If it does, then I don't know what I'm talking about. Penny operates it, so I guess I don't know what I'm talking about. But before, it wouldn't work with the quarter, and now it works with the quarter too. So it works with pennies apparently, and quarters, and it probably works with dimes. Let's check out the dime function. What? Okay, it doesn't work with dimes, which is weird. What about nickels? Works with nickels. Okay, so it doesn't work with Thai baht. Well, that's not a Thai baht. There we go. We have a 10 baht coin here from Thailand. So let's see if that works. Yep, that works too. So basically it takes all forms of currency except for dimes. Dimes don't work. So therefore, I just discovered something new. Anyway, beyond that, the coin operated aspect of this machine, as you can see, does work. It's just not picky about what kind of coins you put into it. So just be forewarned, if you're gonna make money on this thing, you might wanna buy a separate one of these coin operators. However, I'm not here to make money on this. This is here to torture my kids at some point. So let's go ahead and take a closer look at that screen. And you'll notice that there is no distortion going up and down. You see that little distortion there, but there's no waves going up and down. And that actually took away from the visual aspect of any game that I was playing on here. It was a really big distraction. So that's completely gone now. The colors in this are extremely bright for this particular screen. The only thing I don't like about the screen is it doesn't have deep blacks. That's a forgivable offense considering anything that you play on here. Well, most games you play on here are going to be relatively colorful. So let me go ahead and let's put in. Well, we already put in Fallen Angels. So let's go ahead and go back into that game real quick. There we go. 4 coins are in there, so we can see that that definitely works. And we'll show you that in a second. So let's go ahead and start the game. I discovered this hidden gem a couple days ago. So as you can see, the screen here looks pretty nice now. And I do apologize for the reflections from the light. There's not a whole lot I can do about that except turn the lights off. But I can assure you guys that this does solve the problem of the screen distortion. So what I'm hoping happens is whoever created this device catches wind of this video and separates the power source between the Pandora's Box and the monitor that they're using for this. If they do that, that'll solve a lot of the problems. And the only other glaring issue I don't like about this machine is the speakers, which are right located at the bottom right here. So to be honest with you, those speakers are not that great. So what I'll be doing, one further modification on this device is I'm gonna buy a mini sound bar and I'll be putting it up on top here. And so once I have that soundbar up there, then this device will be up to my personal specifications for operating it in my house and eventually taking it to school and using it in my classroom when things go back to normal and give kids tokens. Say that, we can use that for tokens, there we go. All right, so just a quick recap. See, the coin machine does work. All right, so the modifications made to this machine were simple. Number one, power strip inside, and that power strip, all it's doing is it's helping me to provide power to both the monitor and the Pandora's Box separately. The power strip this device came with is only powering the monitor, whereas a separate 12-volt AC adapter is powering the Pandora's Box. By doing that, you solve the distortion problem. And then I will be adding also, in the not too distant future, a sound bar to go up here. And then I'm just gonna probably either drill a small hole here and wire it through the machine and just connect it to the power strip on the inside or something. So something along those lines. But yeah, it's a really good machine. I wish it had a better way of searching for games. Honestly, out of all the Pandora's boxes that I've owned, this is the better one. Let me go ahead and reset the coin operated aspect of this machine. Give me 1 second. Let's do that real quick. And free play, disable, back out. Okay, so yeah. This machine does have a search function, so you can definitely look for any game that you want to play on this device. There is no problem when it comes to finding the games that you want to play. And I think I'm holding this sucker backwards. I am. So I'm not sure how long I was doing that for, so I apologize. But anyway, it's right side up now. Long story short, if you want to search for your games, you just simply go to the search key and you type in whatever game it is you're looking for. So in this case, let's do Ninja Turtles. And I'm not sure if that's going to come up because sometimes the names are different, but it should. Ninja. There we go, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We've got a few different versions of it, so let's do the UK and see which one that is. That's not the one we want. I think we want the one, that one here. Okay, that's the 1991, so I think it's going to be the main version. I'm looking for Turtles in Time, just in case you guys are wondering what I'm doing. It's taking longer to load this version, so I think this is definitely the right one. 1989. Hang on, April, we're coming for you. All right, 1990 had to be the right one. Anyway, sorry about all that. Okay, doesn't matter. I can't find what I'm looking for. But the point is that this game works perfectly fine on here. So one of the things I just wanted to point out with this particular machine is that the games on here, I'd say about 90% of them, because I've tested quite a few, work flawlessly. Some of the games don't work as well. So the only ones you're really going to have trouble operating, honestly, are your N64 games. Those are hit and miss. And then also your Dreamcast games. Those don't work that well on here. Now the PSP games, for the most part, do work, but you have to deal with a squished screen because the PSP games were honestly meant for a widescreen format. But some of the games aren't. It's a non-issue for some or many of the games. I won't say some of them. Like playing Tekken on here is fine. Soul Calibur is fine. They all work perfectly fine. PlayStation games on here run flawlessly. However, it does run at a slightly lower res, so it doesn't look as it could look. N64 games on here, like I said, are hit and miss. Some of them look phenomenal and play phenomenal. Some of them don't. So it just really depends. Everything else on here, MAME, Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo, run flawlessly on this machine, especially the Sega games. It's not a very high bar, I know that. Now, with the FBA versus the MAME games, it's really a hit and miss. For most of your actually all of your FBA games on here run flawlessly. Some of your MAME games, however, do not run as well as they could. And it usually tends to be, from what I've seen, the ones that are the N64 games. So really quick, one game on here that I saw that I thought was awesome. Let me see if I can remember the name of it. I think it's called Aliens. Yeah, it's definitely Aliens. Now, I didn't know about this game until I saw it on here, and I think it's a System 32 or a System 16 game. So it's Alien the Gun. And what I've found with the System 32/16 games is they only allow you to play with one person, so one player, as opposed to two players. So you can't use both arcade sticks, which is unfortunate. Now with this device, though, you can connect an external controller to it, and it does actually work. So let me go ahead and just show you which ones work on this thing. So right here, this controller, which is the 8-bit DOE M30 2.4 gigahertz, works perfectly on this machine. I'm not going to demonstrate it right now, but I won't, because I want to show you the game here. I'll show you this game. So I'm not going to play. I'm just going to kind of look at it. Playing the sucker one-handed. So, I mean, there's a whole lot of hidden gems on this sucker. There's over 2,000 games on this machine. One of the things I do like about the machine, too, is that your list is completely modifiable. You can download games from the available Wi-Fi connector, or available Wi-Fi connection that it has on the machine. There's actual arcades game 3D store within the machine, so you don't have to pay for anything. It's all free. I've downloaded, I want to say, upwards of 30 games on this, mostly PlayStation 1 and some arcade games that I wanted, and Sega Genesis games also. So for example, games that it didn't come with. So it didn't come with Lightning Strike, which is actually Thunder Force 4. That didn't come with the machine. It didn't come with Soul Blade or Soul Calibur, and it did not come with this version of Ninja Gaiden. So these are some games that I did download on here. And you can also delete games. So like if you have a ton of games that you don't want or you just don't feel run well, you can take them off. So as an example of that, I deleted, I think, around 10 of the PSP games that I felt weren't really suitable for this particular machine. I haven't done anything for the N64 because I haven't really tested that many games out, just a few. And then, I'm going to speed this up real quick. And then I've deleted quite a few of the Dreamcast games that were on here and actually installed some new ones. So Dead or Alive I got rid of. It didn't run well enough on this machine. Zombie Revenge does. Heavy Metal runs pretty nicely on here, and so does Project Justice. So I'll go ahead and show that to you real quick. Now with the Dreamcast games, because I'm not using a widescreen, everything runs in a squished format, which is kind of annoying. But some games it doesn't really affect. So this will be the last thing I show you guys, and let's kind of let it play. So feel free to comment, feel free to give your opinions, thoughts, all that fun stuff. And if you like what you see, subscribe. And like I said, I'll try to really, like I said before, I will try to release one video every week to 2 weeks. Anyway, check it out.
全てをぶつけてやるぜ。いいか、真剣勝負だぜ。ラウンド1、ファイト。